Back at Watkins Glen, we have 39 laps to go here. NASCAR Nationwide Series action. Under caution for the fourth time, and the question is, the top 10 did not come in. The top 4 cars, Franchitti, Newman, Marcos Ambrose, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., have not pitted since lap 14. Could they be in pretty good shape if we go green?
Well, if we go green and it stays green, the guys up front will have an advantage. But if they have enough cautions, they don't have to have a lot of cautions. But I would just calculate the numbers. Most of these guys are going to be about 5-6 laps short.
I don't think anybody can figure out what's going to happen right now, Andy. Look at this. Jimmy Johnson's in the back. All these guys at the front, there's no way they're going to make it to the finish.
And hell, the guys that just pitted at lap 40 in my calculations, they're going to need at least 14 laps of caution if they're going to make it. But I will tell you, Kevin Harvick won this race last year, and Brad, he got 12 laps of cautions. That baby was out of gas.
I have worn my fingernails in the nub scratching this big head of mine trying to figure this out. And I've come to the conclusion there's going to be multiple cautions left in this race, so let's not worry about it right now. Let's just see how it plays out.
Dario Franchitti starts where he began the day. Up front, he was the pole sitter. Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch both suffered pit road penalties, are at the back of the pack. It's going to be fun watching them try to get there as we are back to green flag racing here at Watkins Glen. Restarts are quite an adventure here. They pan out. 48 car coming on the pit road as the green comes out. Might be a move of strategy to get his gas tank topped off.
Marcos Ambrose steals a spot getting into one on Ryan Newman.
Let's check that in the 40 pits with Mike.
And let's try to get some insight into the strategy of Brad Parrott. Why did you elect to stay on the racetrack and not come down pit road?
Plain and simple, 19-gallon fuel cell that holds Sunoco fuel. We don't have enough to make it. You know, our car's fast, and you know, the guys that pitted right there, they may get 9 caution laps. That's what they're going to have to make it to the end. I'm going to run about 3 more laps here. I'm going to hit pit road. I'm going to have fresher tires. I got to fight through a lot of cars, but Jimmy Johnson's got to do it too. And I think that we're the 2 cars to beat. Of course, Ambrose is pretty strong too, but the Fastenal Dodge has been great today and the last 2 weekends.
Well, there you have it, Shannon. Brad Parrott doesn't think anybody can go the distance without stopping again.
Well, Mike, Sam Hornish Jr. released from the infield care center. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. We're not very happy about what happened to us, but the car was pretty good today. We were just trying to save fuel. I made a mistake and flat spotted the tires and qualifying, so we had to go to the back. So we did a different fuel strategy, and the worst part about the whole deal was we were just getting ready to pit that lap, so that was going to be the lap that we came in and hopefully made our last stop of the race.
Well, Marcos Ambrose came over the radio, apologized, said he didn't mean to do it. Tell me, in your perspective, what happened?
You know, we went through some lap traffic, and you know, everybody kind of got slowed down coming through one, and you know, he got a run on me, and you know, he didn't have enough to get by me going into there, and then I don't know if he just couldn't check up enough or just decided to push me out of the way. But either way, we're out of the race, and you know, it's not a very good day for the Penske truck rental Dodge, but we're going to keep our heads up, and it was a lot of good experience for tomorrow, so that's what we're here for.
That's right, going into tomorrow's Cup race. Duck?
Shannon, thank you. Sam, one of 20 drivers doing double duty today and tomorrow, and we're watching Kyle Busch in the 92 car back in 23rd spot, making his way to the pack. Jimmy Johnson also back there. Jimmy Johnson, remember, had to go to the back of the pack and then came on the pit road when the green came out to top off the fuel tank.
Yeah, might as well make it right there. Instead of trying to fight this traffic at the back of the field, he can go ahead and get that fuel now, and he can just stay on the racetrack, make good laps. If it stays green, this will be a good move for Jimmy.
You know, and actually he can save more fuel where he's at right there than up there trying to race with those cars, trying to make passes and things. He can get back there. That's what he's trying to do anyway, save fuel. As we see Dario Franchitti and Marcos Ambrose leading the pack.
Dario Franchitti's crew chief, Brad Parrott, pretty adamant they have one of the cars to beat, maybe them and the Jimmy Johnson car, and then maybe Ambrose. But right now, Dario just pulling away from the battle back behind them. There's the 59 of Ambrose, the 22 of Ryan Newman. Jamie?
Well, the 22 of Ryan Newman on the same strategy that your leader, Dario Franchitti, is on. They have to pit in 3 laps, you guys. They were saying around lap 49. They can't go any farther. That's even stretching it for them, but they'll make it in time. They're hoping for another caution, obviously. Otherwise, they're going to be mired back in the pack, and that will be their last stop. Guys?
If they can make it to lap 49, that's 35 laps, but that's a lot of caution flag laps he's running there. Kind of gives you an idea of what his fuel range is.
Again, these cars pitted Franchitti, Ambrose, Ryan Newman, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. The top 4 cars all pitted on lap 14, as did David Reutimann back in 6th spot. So they got to be coming in the next 2 to 3 laps, and then hope they can make it to the checkered flag, and hope we don't have a green-white checker.
Yeah, here comes Denny Hamlin. Shannon?
Yeah, this was a scheduled pit stop for Denny Hamlin. This is going to be his last pit stop of the day. But there seems to be a little bit of problem with that 32 car. Denny Hamlin does say he thinks he has a slight ignition problem. It does not look like they're going to go under the hood or try to solve that problem right now. They are taking 4 tires for that number 32 car, and we'll watch that as the rest of the race unfolds.
And Brad Parrott needs to get that 40 car in this lap. Because what you don't want to do is get caught out there with the next caution coming out and then having to come back down pit road under caution. If he can get in this time, make his last pit stop, then he can just line up there if the caution does come out, and he'll line up in front of the guys that come in under the yellow.
And as a crew chief, get in his helmet to make sure that Dario Franchitti, who has been out of the car for almost a month since Chicago, reminding him that you cannot speed on exit of pit road.
That's right. They got to execute. The pit crew has to execute without mistakes, and the driver has to do that too. He has to really pay attention to that speed on and off pit road. And here he comes.
Gets it down to 35 miles an hour. Others are going to come. We told you the top 4 had to come in. They had all pitted back on lap 14. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is there. Brad Coleman. Kevin Harvick is there. Boris Said in the 52. Dave?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. on pit road. He'll get a chassis adjustment. That car starts out so loose, it's tough to drive both in the rights and the left. So they will make a chassis adjustment in 4 tires. Mike Full.
And Dario Franchitti now making what we anticipate to be his final stop. Taking on a full load of fuel to make an air pressure adjustment to the left rear tire. Dario saying the car's just a little bit free. They're trying to tighten it up a little bit with a 4-tire change here. Off the Jackson, away he goes.
Longer than he wanted to be on pit road. And how about Kevin Harvick, DJ? A little strategy there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. We saw the 22 car go this whole time on the same set of tires. Kevin Harvick just came in there. I happened to be watching their pits, and he just got fuel in that car. So they wanted to get their car out in front if things cycle back around. That's what they're thinking, is that they'll be out front. So this is an interesting strategy. You can see he's just in front of Jimmy Johnson here.
And don't forget, Jimmy Johnson started that restart at the back of the field, made a pit stop, and got tires and got back out there in front of these guys. In front of Franchitti, anyway.
Yes, he's actually with the guys that he planned on be racing all day long anyway, so it may end up to be something good. Dave?
This is good for Marcos Ambrose, getting good fuel mileage, and he stayed out on that last lap to lead a lap. He was able to do it. Guys, there's caution on the track in the middle of this pit stop.
That's okay. That'll work out for Marcus. He was on pit road before the yellow came out. Got Newman down on pit road. Jamie?
And the 22 right ahead of the 59. 4 tires, fuel, no adjustments on Ryan Newman. Tough break for this team. They had to pit here, and he almost loses it, and he's down and away, guys.
Actually worked out for these guys. Marcos Ambrose, there's Brad Keselowski coming down. They got in before the caution came out where they were closed pit road. There's a debris on the racetrack which brought out the caution for the 5th time. It came off the 52 of Boris Said. Show you Said's Ford coming by.
Yeah, you can see some debris flapping on the back of that car. Looks like Franchitti might have got a piece of that. A piece of aluminum came off.
Some of those cars diving on the pit road along with Kevin Harvick. The 20 car, Joey Logano, also taking fuel only. There is Boris Said.
I think it might have been a heat shield off the exhaust pipes. Won't hurt anything except maybe heat Boris up a little bit.
Seven different leaders today, 7 lead changes. Dario Franchitti had been the leader. David Reutimann is the leader right now in the 99 car, driving the car owned by Michael Waltrip Racing.
Yeah, he tried to tell us yesterday he wasn't a road racer, and there he is leading the race.
Yeah, he's going to have to make a pit stop, though, I'm afraid.
Yeah, the good news is he's leading. The bad news is he hasn't pitted since lap 14, so he's going to either pit now or they're going to have to call a wrecker.
And he's going to lose a ton. This is where it was a break for these other guys. If Reutimann could have got on pit road before that yellow came out, he wouldn't have to go to the back of the pack after making this stop. He'll just have to line up behind all these guys now.